All right, the Community Development Committee meeting for December the 2nd will come to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner,
Here.
Alderman Florian,
Here.
Alderman Kirkwood, Alderman Seeger, Alderman Moiseo.
Here. We barely made it, right? Okay. Motion to approve the minutes of November 4th, 2019 regular meeting of the Community Development Committee. Motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Florian. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Audience time. Anybody that would like to speak about anything on the committee agenda, please come forward. Three minutes.
Yes, thank you. I understand there's a motion to waive the video gaming restriction license for Sunset House. I know that the people that are over there are really good, old, long-time Waukegan family. I was in there the other day. The food, unfortunately, is not that great, and the service is not much better. I know people who used to go there every day after church, and they stopped going because conditions had gotten to the point where it was unsavory. Unfortunately, this is one of those cases where market forces tend to rule, and it's worth noting that the video gaming machine within 1,500 feet is just down a few doors down at Taproom Gaming's office. If Michael Bond really wanted to demonstrate his concern for Waukegan's traditional restaurants and the families, he would give that machine up. And then you'd only have to worry about the church across the street. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Old business, none. New business. Item A, motion to approve zoning calendar V5-19, vacation of L-shaped alley south of Madison Street and west of Sheridan Road for the petitioner, College of Lake County. They are here. Is that? Do you want to give us a brief reasoning on this? Maybe that'll help some people.
Thank you. My name is Scott Parker. I'm with Leggett Architects. The alley that is technically on paper right now is still the old alley that used to go behind Madison Avenue. So as you go north past the parking garage there that the college now owns, the alley on paper turns to the right, goes halfway towards Sheridan Road, goes north. Well, the college is putting a new building on that lot, which goes all the way from basically the current alley, what is used as the alley, and Sheridan Road. So documents for that are completed. We're just waiting for funding from the state. So we're just cleaning up the paperwork, vacating the existing alley. The college owns all of that property there north of the garage from Sheridan Road all the way to Genesee, which includes 33 North Genesee Street, the old Globe building there. They own even that stretch that is going to be the alley. So, and there's a two-story second and third floor extend over that for the new building to connect to the existing. So it's all one building you can circulate internally. So the college is going to maintain ownership of that parcel there, but as part of this, we're also providing an easement for the use of that space as an alley underneath the new building. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here.
Thank you. Any questions? Motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Florian. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo.
Aye, thank you. Item B, motion to approve an extension of the 2014 agreement between the City of Waukegan and Amsky and Associates LLC regarding the property at 801 Market Street until December the 2nd, 2021. Motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Florian. Any questions on this? Alderman Florian.
I, being new to the council, relatively new, I had reached out to corporate counsel Long for a little bit of background on this, and he gave me quite a bit of information, but one thing I'm a little concerned about is the whole money transfer thing that's happening with this. Can you explain that to me a little bit?
I guess which part of the money? The repurchase price?
Well, he said that originally, the city took title to the land along with $100,000 from the owners.
I believe it was 200,000. And there is somebody representing Amsky and Associates here if
Okay.
Can we have them speak?
we did take an escrow of $200,000, and that was intended to serve as matching funds for any grants that we were able to receive to do the brownfields cleanup. We have applied for the grant a number of times. As you know, this year we were finally awarded the grant.
Which is awesome.
Yes. In fact, this week is the kickoff call with the US EPA and the IEPA.
Okay, so was there any money given to the owners originally of the property then?
The
Like,
people,
we didn't pay for this,
no,
right?
we got
paid
the
$1.
property and we got $200,000 in
Okay.
escrow.
But they were never given money for cleanup?
We did not purchase the money and purchase the site, no. And
But-
we did not give them money to clean up.
But they weren't given money by the EPA or anything
No.
before they?
This grant program is only available to government property owners. It's not available to private property owners.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Alderman Taylor.
So what my research shows is that he purchased the property for about, I think it was 100,000, and then Van Still gave him 1.2 million to clean it up. And then, so I want to know what cleanup was done as part of that. And then we purchased it for 200,000, or we purchased it for $1 and they gave us 200,000. So what was part of the cleanup on both of those things and what's left?
Basically, what's left is a debris pile, some leftover soil from the cleanup. So the bulk of the work has been done, was done a number of years ago. And Mr. O'Leary, if you care to come up and jump in on this conversation at any time, feel free. The bulk of the cleanup was done. The soil removals and things, for the most part, were done. There is a pile of debris that remains that needs to be removed and hauled to a standard landfill. It's not, one of the out-of-state high-level landfills. It's low-intensity environmental spoils. So dirty dirt.
And that's it?
That's it. It's just a lot of truckloads of that dirt to remove it. So there was some money that exchanged hands with the purchase, and there were some requirements for cleanup to be completed. And there exist requirements from the US EPA and the IEPA, as well as the city of Waukegan, for a standard of cleanup in order to do the residential development that's proposed there and that our plans call for. So this would hopefully get it to that level of cleanliness.
One more question is, this contract expires today at the 5-year mark.
That's correct.
Why is it just coming today and not last month?
It's just administratively, we just had other priorities that we spend more time on. It's not, the developer brought it to our attention a number of months ago, and we needed to, work through some things and get it to a point that we were both comfortable. So it wasn't intentional that it landed today.
And then when we buy or sell this back, it's between 10 and 50,000 that we're selling it for?
Correct.
Roll call.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
Alderman Florian?
Aye.
Chairman Moiseo?
Aye, thank you. Item C, motion to grant a video gaming license distance waiver for Sunset House. Motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Florian. Any questions? Any questions? Alderman Florian.
I just want to point out that this was one of the examples that was given to us in our training seminar when we had a training here, when we first were sworn in, as a reason why they were not eligible for a gaming license. And since that time, we've now been granted a casino license, which is going to, I believe, affect these type of businesses, so I just want to point that out.
Roll call, please. No, we beat this dead horse.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
Alderman Florian?
Nay.
Chairman Moiseo?
Aye. Item D, motion to approve or deny a liquor license classification change, A3 Craft Distillery for Wee Sweet Tea, calf number 29, located at 29 North Genesee Street, Waukegan, Illinois. A motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Florian. Any questions on that?
I'm sorry, what?
We should have done this at audience time, but go ahead. My fault. Okay, I didn't know. Come on.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'm sorry.
Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays to all the
Put the
board.
mic down.
I appreciate this time to speak. Yes, I am applying for the craft distillery. At one time, the corporate counsel thought I would be, blending and using burners down in my basement. That's not the case. What I'm going to be doing, because the state of Illinois says if you're going to concoct or mix, you need this distillery license. So what I'll be doing, concocting and mixing, so it won't be any burning or anything like that to give public rise to any public concern about that. And that's a great question, and I didn't get a chance to do that last meeting. So it's all I'm going to do is be blending and mixing lemonade and tea with various alcohols and spirits. So if that was the concern of the board, I apologize that was not expressed to you, but it's more about concocting and mixing, and the state of Illinois requires a distillery's license to mix and concoct. So that's what I'm asking for, to do that. So thank you for your time to hear me out, and I appreciate that and hope you have wonderful holidays coming up.
Thank you. Any questions? Roll call.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
Alderman Florian?
Aye.
Chairman Moiseo?
Aye, thank you. Item
Assuming we were saying approve, because it says
Oh, I'm
approve or
sorry.
deny
to
here.
approve. Thank you, Alderman Florian.
You're welcome.
To approve. Yes, I'm sorry. To approve. Item E, motion to pass out of committee a request by Petitioner La Fondita, a sole proprietorship located at 916 West Greenwood Avenue within the corporate limits of the city of Waukegan, County of Lake, Illinois, for a local Class E restaurant liquor license to be created for that business and location, and further to direct Corporation Council to prepare an ordinance to that effect for the inclusion of December 16th City Council agenda. That's a whole lot of sentences for a liquor
What
license.
is that?
Why all the verbiage and the run-on sentence there? We're just granting a liquor license, right? Are we charging by the word, for crying out loud? I know, I'm kidding. Okay. This is just a restaurant that wants a liquor license, right? Yes. Pretty simple. Hold on, motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Fleury. Any questions? We have the owners here. Do we need to ask any questions? Alderman Taylor?
So who's going to actually run the restaurant?
We both are.
Okay,
We both run the restaurant.
okay. So what's your name then?
My name's Brazil Jimenez.
Okay. And then who's the owner of the building?
My mom is.
Okay. So she's not involved in running the business, though?
No.
Okay. And does she have any reason why she couldn't have a liquor license, and that's why you guys have it? Or it's just that you don't want to own the building?
It's just that she owns the building and I'll be managing the liquor license, so that's why I applied for it under my name.
Okay. You're pretty young. I'm impressed. Good for you.
Yeah, we've been at the restaurant for like 10 years, so I pretty much grew up there. So now that I'm eligible to apply for the liquor license, I think that's going to be a huge jump for
You want
the
to tell
family
people how
restaurant.
old you are?
Yeah, I'm 22 years old, and my brother here helps with the restaurant too.
Yeah, we'll be turning 10 years in March. Yeah, we've basically been working there as a family since high school, and
Tell us about child labor, But I want to say congratulations, because that's a big project to take on, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, roll call.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
Alderman Florian?
Aye.
Chairman Moiseo?
Aye. All right. And item F,
Thank you.
welcome. Motion to pass out of committee a request by the petitioner Vera LLC, an Illinois limited liability company doing business at Del Liquor Store, which with its principal place of business, 537 North Lewis Avenue, within the corporate limits of the city of Waukegan, County of Lake, Illinois, United States of America, for a local Class C retail package sales liquor license to be created for that business and location, and further to direct Corporation Council to prepare an ordinance to that effect for inclusion on the December 16th, 2019 City Council agenda. Mike. Oh, motion by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Florian. This is just, they already have a liquor store. They're already there. We're just, what's the?
It's a corporation. They're not buying the corporation, it's a new corporation.
Okay, it's not a new corporation. They already have a liquor license. They're already there.
They have to come from.
That's, okay.
Are we transferring the liquor license then?
Transfer liquor license.
Okay, yeah.
If they bought a corporation, it's included, but it's not. They're their own.
Okay.
Okay.
So what store is this?
It's over there by the post office on Lewis Avenue.
Okay,
That's the one?
IDDs,
okay.
right there.
Can I speak to this?
Yes.
I'm going to take you back a little bit, as Alderman Tempest will say.
History
Probably
lesson.
probably about 5 years ago. They opened this as a fine wine, Armanetti's.
Right.
And they were only supposed to have wine and beer there. About 3 years ago, they changed the name. And I'm really not happy with the name that they chose for our neighborhood. Liquor Store.
It was actually more of a tribute to the Chicago Bears. And, it was not meant to be any offensive in any other way. It was just,
Is it a liquor store anywhere else in Lake County
maybe not.
or
no.
Cook County?
Right.
And when it changed names, it never came to this council. When Armanetti's left and turned it over, it never came to this council. Next thing we know is just the liquor store.
No, but we had made the permission to the city, and we had informed them of the name change. It wasn't something we had done on our own.
So you changed the name?
Yeah.
How long have you been over there?
3 years ago, when we bought it 3 years ago.
So now you're coming,
So he's the buyer, and we are trying to sell the store, and that's what he needs to get the license transferred to their corporation.
so they changed it from fine wine and beer to straight out liquor now?
No, we still have fine wine. We have even when Armanati was there, they had fine wine, beer, and liquor. It wasn't just fine wine and beer. It was a full-service liquor store.
It's always been a full-service liquor store.
Right. It's
Always.
always been a full-service liquor store. I mean, Armanati itself is not just fine wine. They do liquor as well.
Well, that was the pretense that they came in. The majority of it would be, a percentage would be wine and beer only.
We were never aware of that, ma'am.
So you're the new owner. You're not Armanetti, right?
No.
No, Armanetti's got rid of
So
it.
then we
came
don't need
in-
to talk about
They
Armanetti,
came in 3 years ago with the liquor store.
right? So why are they here now?
Because it's being sold, am I right on this?
The gentleman to his.
Yeah, it's being sold to the gentleman to the
So
right.
that's what we need to talk about.
Do you have plans to change the name?
Oh, the store name? We can change our name too. It's no problem.
Why?
If
call it what
if I
you
may
want.
just
It's
add,
your store.
the name, we thought would be good for Chicago, the city. It wasn't meant to offend anyone. It was just more or less out of respect for the Bears. I mean, we are huge Bears fans. So you know how we say "Da Bears"? That's the only reason we thought of it. Nothing else, ma'am. And I mean, since we've been here, we have never received any violation or citation. We try to keep a good environment in the store, so.
So basically, this
Call
business
for
is
the
going to
vote,
be the
sir.
same, except under new ownership.
Correct.
Correct.
Nothing's going to change except the ownership. All right.
I hate to be ageist, but how old are you?
31.
Okay.
He wouldn't be able to get it unless he was old enough.
Well, he looks very young.
looks
I'm
young.
just making sure.
Call for the question. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Chairman Moiseo.
Aye. And number 5, reports and communications, presentation of city property listing.
Yes.
Noel can maybe give you a quick background on this. She or her staff has gone by, you handed it out to all of them already? They already got it?
It's only in executive content. I haven't
Oh.
given out printed copies.
Okay. A list of all of the city-owned land that the city has, which is quite extensive. And as we know, myself included up here, has been beating the drum about we need to get rid of it somehow. There's different ways. Some of it we need to sell. Some of it some of it needs to be given away in a way. I don't get all crazy about that, but when it's as big as this piece of paper, it needs to be given away. There's some practicality to some of this. Or a resident who's been keeping it up for 8 years and didn't know it was the city's, okay? Because any of that land that we get back on the tax rolls is a plus. We know that. We hold far too much land as a city. It's not on the tax rolls. We're liable for it. All of that. Noel can give you a brief synopsis. It's very well. I looked at it last week. It's extensive. It's good homework reading. It's something we're just going to have to chip away at as we go, and hopefully, dispose of as much of it. And when I say dispose, that sometimes sounds like a bad word, but not really. It's not garbage. We're not disposing of it, but we're getting it off of our books, I guess, for lack of a better word, which is what we need to do. Okay, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
No problem. So I did spend a few minutes with Chairman Moiseo during our briefing last week going over this. I'd be glad to have a similar meeting with any of you. If you'd like to sit down and review it together, just let me know and we'll make arrangements to do that. This document is still staff work product, so it's not a public document yet. I'd ask you to keep it that way. There will be public documents as a result of this, but this has my personal review and my recommendations to you, which may be totally different than the direction you decide to go. So it's in executive content under this item in board docs. You should be able to find it there. If you can't, let me know, and I'll be glad to give you a printed copy or get you other access to it. It's a little big to email, but I can send it through WeTransfer or something like that.
I suggest you make an appointment and sit down with Noel and go over it, so you have an idea. It's good homework, and it's good food of thought of what we need to do and move on.
So just as you start to look at the document, there's an opening set of maps, and this maps the city-owned properties. And then the second page that has the blue boxes tells you the page numbers for that grouping. And then as you go through the document, each grouping, wrong document, each grouping has a 2-page spread. The top page is a map that shows the PIN numbers on it that you can then match to some narrative down below. And the bottom page is an aerial photo. This is all off the Lake County GIS system. The Lake County GIS system is public. Any member of the public can do your own query as to property ownership, so you have full access to all of this information as well through the Lake County's GIS system, the online maps on the Lake County website. That was the tool that I used to gather all this information and put it into another document for you. So please review it. I would like your feedback. The mayor very much wants your feedback on it. And we want to take some action starting the first of the year and try to move some of these properties. So a little bedtime reading. I'm sorry I keep cutting you off when you're trying to ask a question.
Alderman Rivera, go ahead.
No, I did review the document. It is a good, thorough document. Thank you very much. A lot of hard work went into that. A lot of the recommendations are to give the property to a landowner, which is next door, which, like Alderman Moiseo indicated earlier, it makes sense. either because of the size or just the location, and the person's been taking care of it for the last 50 years. I didn't see any recommendations for other properties as far as putting them actually on the market. Has we ever thought about that, or is that not an option? Or because I do see a lot of, put it out for RFPs.
Right. And so that's the other thing I should mention. At the back of the document, there are summary tables, and those tables are sorted by the type of property or the proposed disposition for those. So the last two sections are the same information, just sorted differently, and the very last one is sorted by the method or recipient that I'm recommending for the disposal of that property. So it lists in the last column to what organization or person I think it should be given in the case of donations. But then the end of that, there are several properties that I suggest a market sale or a donation in some cases, but some of them strictly market sale, in my opinion, for those individual parcels. That's part of the conversation that we need to have, how we would go about having a market sale. It could be that the right answer for some properties is that we hire a broker and stick a sign in front and let it go the standard way of the market. It could be that in some cases, we want to post it on our website and actively market it to the adjoining property owners, send out some notification, do some public information on it, ask our friend Emily over here to help us get the word out that some properties are for sale, and go that route, and then have, sort of like you would with an RFP, a submittal date. So maybe you put it out for 90 days or 120 days or whatever it is, and then ask people to give a proposal by a date certain, so that you get a collection of responses at a single point in time to reply to. So those are some things that would be helpful if you think about what makes sense for those to you. And those are some of the conversations we need to have. And ultimately, that'll be up to the city council, how you want to dispose of those properties.
Okay, great, thank you.
Sure.
Any more? All right, with that, motion adjourned by Alderman Turner, second by Alderman Florian. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.